Hey YouTube, it's Shaker here, and we're bringing you another one. I'm a digital artist who likes to watch movies with the people, and today we are about to review Squid Games Season 2. Oh yes! Oh yes, so this first section, okay, is going to be a non-spoiler, okay, and then we're going to get into spoiler. So first of all, listen, first of all, if you're looking for Silo, it's coming. Because I'm recording this and about to record Silo, and I got to edit both and get them out tonight. And then the thing is, I didn't even realize, I knew I was going to review, but I didn't realize I was going to review Squid Game, so here we are. Here we are. So let's get into it. If you have not already, don't forget to like, subscribe, push that notification button, because we're going to keep bringing this stuff to you. First of all, overall feeling, the camera angles, the drama, the cliffhanger, jaw drop, the colors, like really, really good. The ranking, 11 out of 10. Because when you watch the first season, you're like, where they going to take it from here? Because after that, you like, what the drama, like, it's so good. Listen, they took it. They took it from there. And they took it to the next level. Took it to the next. Can't wait for season 3. Hello? Okay. So we're getting right on to the spoilers. This is a spoiler review. So if you ain't see it, listen, it's a quick binge. It's YouTube. I'm on YouTube. It ain't YouTube. It's Netflix, 7 episodes. Going over there, watch it. Come on over back. It's really good, y'all. It's really good. Okay, so I'm not doing this like I do Silo, where every little moment, it's too long. It was one binge, so I'm just kind of doing it as one big thing, theme by theme, subject by subject. So we're going to start kind of with the story a little bit and just kind of like the main characters that kind of move the story along. So first of all, Sung Ji Hun, which is the main character, the red hair is gone. Red hair's gone because listen, when the red hair was there at the end of season 1, I was like, what in the world? What in the world? Take that hair off, okay? And guess what? He took it off. And not only took that off, he took the tracker. He had a tracker in his neck. Got that tracker on out of there. Got that tracker on there. Why? Because he was ready to find this island. So he's been looking for the island for 2 years. Looking, searching for the island. Mind you, he got money. Remember, from what I calculated, it comes up to about $30 million American dollars. So he got $30 million. And the way it's just sitting on his bed, it's just, first of all, he took a whole hotel. Purchased the whole hotel. Ain't all them rooms is vacant because of his rooms. It ain't like a pretty hotel. This is like it's like a motel, hotel Holiday Inn. It ain't no, it ain't no 5-star. He just got a little rinkety dink thing built and thing out. Then he took like a few rooms, knocked the walls down, made his whole little shooting range. You know what I mean? So he was very like, we're gonna figure it out what we got. Okay. So then you got the brother. So that's Haewon Jun Ho. He is okay. So if you remember from season 1, he was searching for his brother because he was looking for his brother. But come to find out, his brother is the front man, who we're gonna talk about in a second. He's the front man, but his brother shot him, in the chest off the cliff into the water. But in this season, he's coming out of a coma, and then he's going from island to island. He's searching too. They don't know they searching for the same thing, but he's also searching for the island as well with his like uncle. This is not his uncle, but it's like an uncle, you know what I mean? Bunk uncle, who I really liked until later on, and we'll talk about it when we get to the twist. Okay, and then the front man goes into the games. He goes into the games because after the main character, I think his number is 456, if I'm not mistaken. He decided to go back in. And even the way they did that, like we'll talk about it a little bit more when we get to the Russian roulette, but it was very much like, the reason that I'm telling you why I want to go in is true, but I have a deeper reason because we know later on he was ready for a rebellion. We're going to talk about that in a second as well. And I guess the front man was starting to feel that disconnect of, the thing is, when we saw season 1, these rich people at the top, once they run out of funds, let me rephrase. Once they purchase everything they can purchase, I said that backwards. Once they get everything they can get, there's nothing else to buy, so then they start doing crazy stuff like Squid Games. But then eventually that has to fade too. Because if it's not from within, you got a problem. And that's what the front man obviously don't know. So this silly man does what the other guy did and goes into the games. So remember, he's the older brother to the one who's searching him. Number 11, she's one of the pink guards. I was a little confused because it seemed like her brother was in the game, but they didn't make that really clear. So I'm a little confused about that. But her backstory was that she came in, what it said, 7 years before that, or 9 years. Kind of like it was given like daughter to the front man, not really, but like giving that. And she like basically they, you know, after you lose, you die. So they shoot you, but sometimes they don't shoot you to death. They just shoot you where you like kind of alive, but you ain't really all the way there. And then instead of, you know, burning you, they take you and take the organs. You know what I mean? Some underground situation. But she, as soon as they did that, she'll walk up to him, boom, headshot right in the head and into the heart. So then the guy's like, the front man's like, why are you doing that? Like, we trying to get these organs. She like, I ain't signed up for that. I mean, what she signed up for was still very bad, but it's like, but I ain't signed up for that. And he's like, what's wrong with making money? But it's like, no, that's not what he said. He said, what's wrong with helping people? But is it really about helping people, or is it really about the money? See, that's the problem. And that's the problem. Okay. And then it makes this turn. It's not a turn that you didn't think was coming. It just didn't come the way you thought. Of rebellion, right? They like, we're going to take the guns. We're going to kill the guards. We're going to get to the top. Which is great, but I thought it was going to happen from the outside. But remember, the outside got stopped because the tracker in his tooth was taken out and was planted a whole nother direction. So you knew a rebellion was coming, but I thought it was going to come from the outside in, not from the inside out. So there's a trans character in there, and listen, the trans character came through at the end. Like, she was like, I'm like, that military gene came out and was like, all right, we're going to do it like this, do it like this. That's how you do the gun. Boom, 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 boom. And then this is where I got upset. Because number 388, let me see if I got his name right. Kang Han Un. No. Number 388, he's the one that, remember, okay, so she was like, all right, I want you to go. Like, we need more ammo. He's like, I'll volunteer, I'll go get it. She's like, okay, well, remember, I shot the guns out. I shot the cameras out. I shot the cameras out. So not only are they not going to see you and you kind of go in the back way, but also it kind of guides you, because if you just follow, you know, boom, boom, boom. He's like, no problem, I got you. He gets back. Remember, the people in there was like, we ain't getting involved. Y'all can go ahead and do a rebel thing, but we ain't signed up for that. You know, we just going to stay right here. Some of them really didn't need to get involved. Like the mom and son, who I love, we'll talk about in a second. Even the pregnant girl and her crypto baby daddy, y'all need to get involved. So I understand why they was like, nah, don't even get involved. But when she came back to get the ammo, when he came back to get the ammo, they did help him kind of gather it. But then he get the ammo, he get to the door, and he hearing the gunshots, he getting shaky. He dropped the walkie and goes back in. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame. Anyway, so we'll talk more about the plots and twists a little bit later on. Okay, so that was the story section. So now let's go over kind of like the overall cast. Not every single person, but just more people than was mentioned in the first part. First of all, we talked about it just now. The mom and son. I love them. They bring so much comedy. But listen, we'll talk about the games a little bit later. But when they get to the scramble, the merry-go-round situation, what's it called? The mingle, not scramble. When they get to the mingle, and he gets separated from his mom, and he ain't fight like crazy to get back to his mom, and he just let them snatch him away. I was like, whoa! And then his mom's face was like, I'm about to die, and I lost my son. And he just abandoned me. But then there's another side where you can feel she's like, but at least he'll be alive. Like that type of energy. But I'm so glad she got swept away by the main two characters. But even they was like, where's your son? Did he abandon you? And she like, don't talk about my son like that. I love it. It was a very unique scene. But he was very, very sorry. But it was like, yikes. Okay. So then you got the Korean Thanos. He's crazy. Okay, as a character, as a actor and performer, and like bringing this type of character, I loved it. Right, it was very fun, but as like an individual, I can't. Like, he was getting on my nerves. Like, bro, calm down. Like, on every drug, every which way. Not every drug, but that particular one. You know, when he pushed that row of people in the beginning and was like, oops. Or I don't know. No, I think he said tag. Well, at least the dub one. Tag, you're it. Tag, you're it. This ain't tag. And then they all died. Like, he's crazy. He's crazy. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about him in the fight. Then you got the pregnant girl, who I really actually liked, even though she was really like monotone, very calm. But I was really with her because she was like, I'm done with this man. Like, don't think you come in here and no, we're not a unit. We're not a team. No, like, don't know. But the thing about it, the crypto. So remember, the crypto guy, he was a YouTuber who does crypto. But this is why the Thanos guy was so upset, because he felt, even though it really wasn't the crypto guy's fault, because the crypto guy's like, look, you have to decide when you take that money out, otherwise you can lose it all. And he lost it all, so now he feels like the crypto guy owes him, but that's really not how it goes. But he's crazy, so it doesn't matter. But the crypto guy, before knowing he was in his baby mama was in there, he was trying to stick around. And I was like, okay, you do you, boo-boo. But once he realized she was in there, he was like, oh, wait, I don't want to vote to stay. We'll talk about the voting a little bit later on. But she wasn't trying to have it. But eventually, she started to feel like, okay, as much as I can't stand him, this is not the time to focus on that. Like, this is too much going on. This is too much of a unique situation. I'm not saying she needs to go back to him, but she needs to at least lighten up a little bit. And she did. Slowly, but started to lighten up. But I was on her side. Because she was over it. Okay? So then you get to Sung Ji Hun, which is the best friend. I'm doing this. Best friend of the main character. And he's very much whichever way the wind blows. It's all gonna work itself out, but it's like sometimes it ain't, and sometimes it ain't that simple. And the main guy been trying to tell everybody, because they wasn't trying to hear it, because remember, he was in the games before, so he's trying to tell everybody it's not gonna be what you think it's gonna be. You know what I mean? He's like, what if I gotta kill you tomorrow? They're like, that's not gonna happen. Hello, I was in the games before. They will pin you against each other. They don't care. Ooh, that was getting me upset. We'll talk a little bit about him in the shocking and the twist section. And then, lastly, in the characters, a lot of characters, but lastly, the one I want to talk about is the crazy religious lady. She's kind of giving witch. She put a curse on them. She's like, everything you touch. Listen, she was crazy. And that's why they didn't want to be with her in the merry-go-round one. They would look at her like, all right, let's get on out of here. But then that's when she came back and said, y'all gonna be cursed. Dang. She's crazy, but she's an interesting, fun to watch character. She's very separated from the crowd. She's fun to watch, but she's crazy. She's crazy. Okay, let's talk about the games. And I'm gonna try to kind of talk about all the games. So first and foremost, Kai Bai Bo, which is rock, paper, scissors, -1. First, I've never seen the -1 like that before. So that was pretty cool. Like, you do both hands and then you put one hand back, and whichever one stays, that's the one. That was deep. That was crazy. The way he did what's the name? The salesman, Ganyo. That's his real name. That's his actual name, not the character name. But the salesman, you could tell he was falling out. You know what I mean? Actually, I put this in the wrong order, but he was separating from his purpose and now starting to feel what is his point. And looking too deep into what he's been doing and not deep enough at the same time. And that's why I wanted to bring up the food and lottery situation, because he went up to these homeless people and he's like, you want the food or you want the lottery ticket? And honestly, that sums up the whole Squid Games thing. Do you want this one moment of food, or which will satisfy you at this very moment, or do you want the chance of something bigger? The food is guaranteed. You eat that food, boom, you have it. It's guaranteed. The lottery ticket, is not guaranteed. So they're betting on something bigger, but then they lose. But the chances of them winning is so big that chances are they're going to lose in the end. And that's kind of the whole situation. And so he was playing on that. But back to the cop-out bow, the two guys that was looking, well, actually, the main guy hired a bunch of people to look for the salesman because he knew that was his ticket to the island, or at least a way to find to get to the island. But these two found him, and they like, we can take him. I was like, did the guy say take him, or did the guy say wait until I get there? He said wait until I get there. What you trying to take him for? What you trying to take him for? If you don't sat down somewhere, they ain't want to sat down somewhere. So they got knocked out, brought in, tied up. He had him do kababo / Russian roulette. So every time the person loses, they gotta shoot the gun. And obviously it's Russian. Everybody knows, $1 billion there, and then you never know if it's gonna land on you or whatever. 1 out of 6 chance. But then you started adding more bullets in, and then the other guy didn't take his hands back. I think he sacrificed himself for referral for the younger guy, and then boom, that was the end of that. So now I'm kind of going in order of the games. That was a little out of order, but now we're gonna talk red light. Oh wait, Russian roulette moment, and was the main guy and the salesman when they finally did meet, and they had a Russian roulette moment, and basically it came to the end where it was like it's basically it's only one more. It's either a bullet or not, and the main guy had the gun, and he's like, the other guy was like, I know you thinking, I got the gun in my hand already. I could just kill him, blah, blah, blah. But if I did that, then he said, but if you do that, you would have to admit, what did he say? You would have to admit that, I forgot what he wanted him to admit, but the other guy was like, but if for the salesman, you would have to admit that you are a dog, pretty much. Like you're just a pet to these people. It was like one of those like, all right, I know you got the power because you got the gun and this is the last bullet, but for real, let's get down to the nitty gritty. It was one of those back and forth things. I wish I remember what the other person said. Anyway, go watch it and tell me in the comments what he said. Anyway, moving on, best game or most exciting game. I won't say the best game. Most exciting game, red light, green light. Listen, when the first season, when red light, green light, because you didn't know what was going to happen in the first season. And when they started running and they were shooting them up, you were like, clutch my pearls. Like, what in the world? And this one was a unique take because we all knew what was about to happen, and so did the main characters. So the audience and the main characters on the same page. But the main characters like, listen, I'm trying to tell y'all what's about to happen. Y'all don't want to believe me, but y'all do not want to move. Do not move. When that girl got shot in the head, because she was a little cute, I was like, oh, okay, she cute. She trying to be cute. First one to go. I was like, oh, well, there's that. There's that. So that was great. He was like, line up. The cameras can't see you, blah, blah, blah. That was really, really, really good. Then you have 6 Legs, and that was the one that had the 2 rainbows, and they had to go. First of all, I thought the 2 sides were against each other. It wasn't. It was just a sake of speed. Just let 2 go at the same time. It wasn't like one had to win. So I thought they was fighting the time and each other. They were just beating the time. So you could actually go. So it broke down into, first they had the red and blue square thing. I forgot what it's called, where they hit the thing. That's the first part. Mind you, 5 of them, they got their legs tied up like next to each other. So they can walk, but they all got to walk together. And then they got to get around and do the game and get to the end. Do each little game and get to the end, and then in the amount of time before they die, of course. And then obviously they get to go on. So the first one was that red and blue thing that they was doing when the salesman comes up to them. Then they had this like rock toss where it's like this little tombstone and like throw a rock at it, and then if they miss it, they got to go all the way together, get the rock, come back, throw it again. They can't pass by the line. Then they had, it's not jacks, but it's basically jacks. It's the same concept as jacks, which is like, you drop 1, pick up 1, then pick up 2, then pick up 3. It's basically jacks, but like a Korean version of it. And then there's like a spinny top type of thing where you wrap the thing, spin the thing. They were having a hard time wrapping it. The spinning part it was the wrapping it with the pressure of I'm going to die. And the last thing is the foot touch thingy. I don't know what you would call it. It had like little sparkly thing, and they had to hit it with the foot five times. Really great. The tension was up there. Somehow they was able to break it down into three. There was like 4 parts. The first part was the first group that went up, struggling, boom, death. Then there was the second group, the group that we learned of the main characters that we just spoke about, that was like you were really rooting for. Then you had like a montage just like everybody else, and then you had the last group where everybody's going. This is the last group of the main characters. It was really good. When he put his foot out for the guy to get the last thing, that was dope. I loved that. The best game is Mangled. Mangled, or like kind of like a last one standing type of situation. So basically it's a circle in the middle of the thing, all the people on there, the thing is spinning, not like fast, just spinning, rotating, and then they call out a number, and that's the amount of people that have to group together and run into one of the rooms. So whoever's left out, okay? So it'll be like 6 people, 3 people, 2 people. When it got to the 3 people, that's what the situation with the mom and son happened. So you know I was livid. Okay? But that was really good. But this is where it got crazy, because when it got down to 2 people, the head guy, what's his name? What's the head guy called? The front man and the best friend guy got in the same room, but it was another person already in there. Broke his neck. So the best friend guy was like, this man just killed him right in front of my eyes. I mean, we alive, but that one ain't. And they did the thing that I hate that people do in these movies and shows. He kept trying to tell the crowd, but it kept being stopped. I hate that. That's the only thing I don't like, because in real life, people just say stuff. They don't hold back like that. But okay, whatever. Fine. And then the last one, at least, it's not really a game, but I wanted to add it in because it was kind of a part of the games in the first one, was the bathroom showdown. The fight in the bathroom. Fun scene. I mean, they're going crazy. This is when Thanos gets stabbed in the neck with a fork. So he was dying. Obviously, he didn't die easy. And then the guy stole his drugs. They're just crazy people, these people are. So that was a very crazy scene, okay? Okay, so we're going to move on to the voting part. I really love this aspect. So they had it once in season 1, but this time they made it after every game. After every game, if the majority vote, you leave and you split the money evenly with whoever's left behind. So that was like an ongoing part of the equation. And it wasn't just that. You had to wear it on your chest, baby. What you voted had to be worn on your chest. Okay? Couldn't act like you ain't vote if that's what you voted for. So it was just crazy how much the comparisons to, like, you know, we just had an election, a few months ago, or whatever it was ago, 2 months ago. So it was like, wow, and it was like 2 polarizing sides, and it was almost half and half every single time. Like, just such a good choice on how they did that and how they dealt with it. And it just was like, from the beginning, there was a group of people that's like we see people are dying. Like, that's more important than whatever amount of money you owe in the real world. And some people are like, no, that's more important. I mean, it's just 2 opposite ways of thinking. Craziness. Okay, let's talk about some of the plots and twists that got my jaw dropped down to the ground. First of all, the tracker, for some reason, did shock me. I had a feeling they wasn't gonna find him because it was going too smoothly. We're gonna do this, then we're gonna do this, then we're gonna do this. Pull out the gun, then you're gonna do this. When it's too smooth, it's gonna have to have a wrench in the wheel. But at the same time, I was just so looking forward to them finding the island that I was a little thrown off when they didn't find the island. So the tracker was a shock and twist for me for some reason. And then the boat uncle, I was really liking him. I really was. And then he killed that man and threw him over the edge because he was playing around with the drone. Perfect timing with the drones. So I was very upset about the uncle because he wasn't my favorite. I was really loving his energy. But nope, he is snake in the grass. I'm not happy. The rebellion itself wasn't a twist because I knew it was going to be in a rebellion. It was just a twist that it happened from the inside out because I did not expect that. I thought it was going to be from the outside in. But I guess once he realized they ain't coming, it's time to improvise. And that's exactly what the main character did. And the last twist that was just like, wow. Not a twist, but just jaw drop. was the best friend getting killed right in front of the main guy from the front man. The front man did it right before his eyes, like crazy. And then, I'm gonna go around the back. Don't worry, I got your back. Go around the back, bow, bow, kill the people on his team, put on his mask, came out, shot the guy. Can't win for losing. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, what next? First of all, I think Squid Game season 3 is going to be really good. I heard the director, he said, I'm tired. And honestly, I don't think he's getting negative backlash, but people are kind of like, why are you saying that? But honestly, I understand the feeling. So when I was doing Wicked Week, that week of doing all this Wizard of Oz stuff, and y'all know I love the Wizard of Oz, but I'm over it, like over all of it. So I get it when you're working on something for so long or a lot of it, you'd be like, I'm tired. There's some books I'm working on that you'll know about very soon. And I'm so over them. It's a lot of them. I'm so over all of them. So I know that feeling. So I would understand him being over season 3. And I mean, Squid Games in general, I get it. I think in the next season, we're going to get a full strong rebellion. I think Cops is about to come out, because that's the thing. The Cops kept saying, you don't got no proof. So until you got a proof, I don't want to hear it. But they about to get some proof. And I think it's about to go down. It's going to be a lot more deaths. I think they're going to continue the games with the people that was in there. They might add more people in. I don't know. I think it's going to be really good. I don't think they're going to kill the main guy. I think they're going to just let him go. Or they're going to keep him captured. But then the outside team is going to have to come in and save him. Something like that. And then what I think is... So I heard coming after this is spinoffs. So there's going to be other Squid Games in different parts of the world. I think that's very unique, but I hope they find a way to end it all, because I feel like we want to bring the whole thing down. And if it's happening here and happening here, that means there's a bigger person that's controlling all those as well. I'm thinking the same way about Silo. So it's like, in that case, it's like, it's time to take it down from the ground up. Okay? Anyway, that's it. I think this was a fantastic show. I look forward to season 3. We'll definitely do a breakdown or a review at that time as well. If you guys enjoyed this review, let me know in the comments down below if you've seen it, if you're going to watch it, and if you did watch it, what was your take? What was your feeling on it as well? If you have not already, don't forget to like, subscribe, push that notification button, because we're going to keep bringing this stuff to you. That's it.